Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Initiative Order, and welcome to Vault. This is a Fallout RPG set in the Texas Commonwealth in 2177 using the 2D20 system by Modiphius. That's out now. You can snag yourself a copy. It's awesome and super easy to play. The only thing that's a little bit difficult is creating the character sheet, but after that, smooth sailing. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to play in the Wasteland. My name is April Hill. I am the overseer for this campaign, which is coming to an end pretty soon. Super sad, but we're doing origin stories. Tonight is the origin story for Ash, the Bone Crusher, who is a super mutant hybrid. So very excited to dive into that and let y'all see where Ash comes from as a character. But my name is April Hill. You can find me at stiletto_assassin on Instagram, stiletto DM on Twitter, and of course here every Monday night where we're playing Fallout. So before we jump into tonight's announcements, let's meet our wonderful players. We will start with Ash.
Hi guys, I'm Brianna, but most of you guys know me as Utahime. I'm a cosplayer, streamer, and TTRPG performer. You can catch me on the social of the medias at Utahime Cosplay, and that's on Facebook, Instagram, here on Twitch, where I occasionally stream on my own channel. This month has been dedicated to anything spooky because it's Spooktober, so lots of creepy weirdness, but lots of fun with friends. And you can also catch me at Brianna DeCoster on Twitter. And also tomorrow night, you can catch me on DM_screenings channel for the continuation of Ecrium Expeditions. It's a D&D campaign with some amazing friends who are very familiar. One of them is our own Taryn Hackett. So, and also too, soon to be joining the crew, a certain Just Too Casual. So, yes, definitely check that out when you guys get a chance. But tonight I am playing one of my all-time favorite characters who it will be so sad when this ends because she means so much to me. Ash, who is a super mutant. And yeah, you guys get to see a little bit of her backstory tonight. So thank you guys so much for tuning in.
All right, and we have our very special guest who's playing Pinhead. Tell us a little bit about you, Andy.
What's up, everybody? My name is Andrew J. Landy. You've seen me a couple times here on the Initiative Order, so super happy to be back. You can find me on the social media, Instagram and Twitter at Andrew J. Landy. Also, Twitter at Duralath for fighting game content. I'm one of the premier Street Fighter 3 players for Third Strike in the US. I'm one of the commentators for the Jazzy Circuit, and also my own Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Duralath, where I stream a variety of games from Street Fighter to Hades to Phasmophobia, amongst others. We just have a wonderful community. I am also a cosplayer, a TTRPG player when summoned as well. I do love it. And of course, I'm a host and newly minted voice actor too. I'm the voice of Dante Mendoza in the scripted audio drama Vampire the Masquerade Port Saga. So, but above all else, tonight, playing the character of Pinhead. We'll find out why he's called Pinhead, and again, super excited to be here. So again, thank you to April for having me, and thank you to Utahime for crafting this story, and we're gonna get into it tonight.
Yes, I'm so excited. This is gonna be I think a lot of people have been very curious about Ash's backstory, so I've been looking forward to this one a lot. All right, so as for our sponsors, of course, we have the wonderful Session Zero clothing. They create D&D inspired streetwear, and you can use the code ORDER at checkout for 15% off. They do have a new fall collection that's absolutely beautiful and amazing. Some of it relates to the new Witchlight books, so go check that out, as well as Norse Foundry. They make artisan dice, and you can use the code TIO15 at checkout for 15% off. Roaming Player Gear by our own amazing GotDM. They make tabletop gaming supplies, and you can use the code Carnaby20 for 20% off the Dice Tower Tray Combo Set. We've also got the wonderful Mithril Armory. They make 10 hedrils that are foldable metal dice puzzles. They come in a flat sheet of metal that you can fold into a usable die. They also make amazing D&D clothing, and they just came out with their Die of Newt Kickstarter and dice boxes. So you'll be wanting to check that out. The Kickstarter is now closed, but you can use the code initiative to get a discount for some of the stuff on their site. So, and of course, we always appreciate your bits and subs. It makes us very happy to be able to run other streams here on the Initiative Order. And if you specifically love watching Vault and you love all the players and myself and the story, you can tip us using the Ko-Fi link below. We split all the tips at the end of the night. So tonight, if you feel so inclined to tip, of course, we'll be sharing it with these two lovely folks. So yes, we do appreciate that. Other than that, oh, and super excited. I think I've already told you guys this, but yeah, Fallout is the Fallout 2D20 system is by Modifius, and not only did I find out that I am now currently an employee of Modifius as their community manager, but Danny, who founded TIO, is also going to be working for Modifius as a project manager. So super excited about that. Yes. Yeah, so all kinds of good news going around. So cool. Without further ado, where did I find mine? Okay, without further ado, everybody grab a drink, grab a snack, grab your favorite person, and let's get a little wasted. All right, welcome back, everyone. So we won't be saying what happened last week, because what happened last week, we were playing around, it was still 5 years ago, but we were visiting the origin story of Peggy Sue James. So if you missed that and you want to check it out, of course, you can see it here on video on demand here on Twitch. Also, you can go check out our on the Initiative Order's YouTube channel. You can watch that there. It was a very emotional roller coaster, and there was a lot of things that a lot of people didn't see coming, which might happen again tonight. So very excited about that. So our story takes place still in Texas. It's not 2177. It's 5 years before our normal campaign takes place. This is 2172. It's about 5 years before the other campaign. We go deep down into a vault that's been sealed off for almost 100 years. It's been closed, has not been opened. Nobody has come inside. I don't know if anybody's gone outside from it, but nobody's gone inside this vault in almost 100 years. The inhabitants of Vault 42 are undergoing an experiment that has turned them all into something else. Not that they know that they aren't normal, but they've never seen anybody normal. The forced evolutionary virus has been introduced to all of the subjects of Vault 42 in utero while they were still in their mother's womb. And immediately after this is done, and immediately after the child is born, they are separated from their mothers and fathers, and they never see them again. Not that they know that. But another fun fact, Vault 42 is in a location in Texas. You all still aren't quite, nobody still quite knows this. I'm not going to give that away yet, but it is in a location in Texas that's very close to one of the direct hit sites for the nukes. There were 2 direct hit sites in Texas, as well as several other missile strikes that have devastated the landscape of the Texas Commonwealth. And Vault 42 lies in the center, almost dead center of where one of the impact sites were. So those that were above ground didn't survive. In fact, the radiation is so deadly in this location that things didn't turn either. There weren't ghouls, there weren't animals that turned into something else. Nothing survived out there. That's how high the radiation is. Below the surface, these experiments are taking place, and we find a young group of teenagers, some teenage super mutants, hybrid super mutants, if you will, that are in their bunk. This is a time of one of their only times of rest and their only time of socialization. Can we please, if you will, describe Ash first as she would appear before exiting Vault?
Ash is about 6'3". She is definitely her body, that of like a female bodybuilder, very, very strong, well built as far as muscle mass, and she is a little bit different from the rest of the people in the vault in the sense that she doesn't really have any particular, I guess, disfigurement or something that's crazy abnormal, except for the fact that her size and her skin is a very unique ashen color, kind of grayish, tannish color, and she has a very distinct hair color. It's from all of the different experiments, it's turned out this kind of electric bright blue that kind of it brings out her bright blue eyes, and it's very different from the others in that sense. She's wearing basically the clothing that they are provided, so very dull kind of clothing that has become tattered over time. It's not like they were given a new wardrobe as they go through these different things day to day. So she's basically just kind of laying down with her head kind of looking up to the ceiling, just kind of, with her arms behind her head, and her knees upward, just kind of like trying to sort of relax the best that she can. She does have a Pip-Boy attached to her right arm, and she's just kind of laying there in thought.
And Pinhead, if you would please describe your character.
Pinhead is about 6'10", so he's definitely larger. The reason why he's called Pinhead is because compared to the rest of his body, his head is really, really tiny. So the reason with all this is, due to the virus, his muscles have increased almost exponentially. So he's super big. So these muscles, they're definitely not something that any regular human would have achieved in any normal lifetime. No matter what, it seems it's monstrous to the effect. He ends up wearing the same clothing, same style that Ash would be wearing too, but definitely due to his just enormous size, there's tears everywhere. It's still somehow fitting. It's probably like a 5XL or something of that sort if they made that size, but it had to be just for him. The pants almost being too small, even just to accommodate him. His face, his features seem to almost be elongated as well. Everything just seems almost too big. His mouth is just stretched a little bit, and his the skin around his face just seems to have almost taken the brunt of the effects as well, where there are parts where that seem a little too loose and a little too tight. As far as he has no hair. As part of the virus itself, he has lost all of his hair. Not that it really mattered to him, because it was just it was nothing. He never took care of it anyway. So around his arms, he's got two bands around his biceps, just for control purposes, whatever. That seems to be the case for him. For those who may want a bit of an example, think Abigail from the Street Fighter and the Mad Gear Final Fight series. So that might be the easiest way to explain it.
So the two of you are in the break room, the bunk bed room, where everybody has their own separate cots, and you all are in a group of individuals that are similar in age to you two. In fact, one of your friends that you've kind of formed a little tripod, a little your inner circle is there with you, Lefty, who has gained the nickname Lefty, because his left arm is abnormally larger than his right, and a little bit even bigger than the rest of his, it's abnormally large in proportion to his body as well. But the three of you have made somewhat of a friendship. You look out for each other. You when things are going on, it's usually the three of you keep to yourselves. There are others in the room. There are like Pinhead and like Lefty, they have these abnormalities about them. There's one person that only has one eye, known as Cyclops. There's another person that is known as Lil, because although she looks very muscular and very large in form, her stature is very small compared to the rest of you. So there are other numerous teenagers of your age here in the break room with you. And Ash, you said you were laying on your bunk. Lefty is coming over. Okay, so I don't know how much more I'm gonna grow, but that bed is killing me. I'm gonna have to figure out, maybe try to put two beds together or something, because if this thing gets any bigger, I'm not gonna be able to sleep.
You're not taking my bed, okay?
Man, I wasn't saying I was gonna take your bed. I'm just, I gotta do something.
Well, you're not taking mine either, so
I'm not.
I mean, I barely fit. You see that I have to sleep with my knees almost practically to my chest because my legs hang off and it makes it more uncomfortable. So
why would they make beds so small? Like, this is so strange. Like, they should make beds that actually fit. I mean, Lil ain't got a problem. She's probably the only one that could fit in any of these damn things, but I don't know. Hopefully I'm done growing. I don't think my chart says that I haven't grown anymore, so
what did they put you through today?
I had to run. I was on the treadmill for, I don't even remember how long. I only got electrocuted twice, though, for slowing down, so.
Man, you always get the easier tests. I had to go through the whole pain threshold again.
I mean,
I would trade running on that stupid thing any day of the week.
Hey, at the very least, you didn't have to do the whole circuit this time. Look, it was a repeated 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 pull-ups, and then they kept making me run over and over and over again. So,
Yeah, those aren't fun days. What did you do? What the hell did you do to deserve that?
I think I don't even know. Maybe I flexed at somebody, but
No, I think it's that they didn't forget what you did a couple months back. You pissed off one of the abominations.
That abomination.
Hell.
That abomination had it coming. That's fine. I want to squash them.
Dude, chill out before they come over here.
Yeah, you know when they're watching, looking, and you can see up even in the corners of the bunk area where there's lots of you, that you can see that there are cameras up where they would be watching. There are windows in the room that are black on your side, but once you've gone outside, you can see that they can see in, like they are monitoring you. Inside the room, however, at this moment, there are no Mr. Handies, there's no Protectrons, there are no robots in this room, but there are cameras that you would assume that they were watching you. You've seen some of the monitors, but
okay. I am calm. Son, I am calm.
It's better.
Sorry.
Listen, we have to do our best to not break from the pressure of these things. That's what they want.
Yeah.
We can't give them what they want.
No.
man, but like, what's the point? Why are we, like, why do we do these tests? It's not like it's just
The hell I know. I mean, why do we even exist in the first place? I don't know.
I mean, we do chores sometime, you know, cleaning and stuff, but like, what does freaking undergoing electroshock therapy have to do with like being zapped 100 billion times? What does that have to do with like cleaning out a toilet?
It's not like the abominations can, you know, run as fast as I can, or we can, or lift as much as we can. So I don't know either why they keep doing these things. I have no idea.
But you can't forget, they are strong. Those things are hard to freaking destroy, as you saw firsthand, right. Pinhead.
Yeah, I know.
You had the right idea to try to test it out, and you see that almost meant that you were wherever they take the dead. I don't know.
I did. I'm lucky enough I'm still here. Although lucky may not be the right word.
Yeah, I mean, your luck stat's okay, but I was looking at your luck stat, I was like, not as good as Sugar Cyrus's luck. Definitely.
Right,
definitely
right.
not.
Nobody's luck is as good as Sugar's.
Maybe we should try to, I don't know, try something else. Taking them on head on like that, it didn't work, but maybe we should try to figure out a way for us to get more information. I sure as hell would like to know why it is that we're here and having to go through hell every single day. I'm sure you would like to know too.
Yeah. Like, you know, when I was having to mop the floors and clean up, and somebody had puked or whatever after doing one of the swim tests or something. I don't know. It smelled like pool water, but then it was also vomit, like all over the floor, man. Like,
It's disgusting.
yeah. So I was having to clean that up, and then there were these cabinets, and it had like, I was just peeking, you know, like there was these cabinets and it had like folders in them, like pictures of weird creatures, like kind of like us, but not us.
Like, what do you
I don't
mean,
know.
not like us?
Like they were all like kind of like little, like kind of small, but they looked super weak. Like it was weird, and they were all wearing these blue suits. Yeah, it was super weird. I don't know. I didn't get a good look. They almost caught me. I just closed it real quick, so acted like I wasn't looking at nothing. But that was just weird. I ain't never seen somebody that looked like that. Bunches of them.
It's not like that can't be real. There's nothing like that here. I mean, I see Cyclops over there, and Lil, and there's the rest of us. That can't be real.
Well, I mean, when they took me for one of the tests the other day, you know, sometimes you pass through a certain hall. You can hear some screams. It sounds like, you know, like when we were younger. You know, like it's maybe young people. I don't know, but I mean, they're doing something really messed up. But maybe they're, I don't know if that's some of the pictures of, I mean, the things that I heard or what, but if we need to get our hands on some information, so maybe, I don't know, we can try to figure out a way for, when are you mopping next? Like, when do you have that duty?
I think that I'm on, like, maybe the next day or two. I think I know I got toilet. I gotta clean out some of the stalls. And, I don't know. I think that's what I'm doing tomorrow. But I mean, it's kind of close to the bathroom. That like room. I don't know, like, so I mean, I might be able to get in there tomorrow.
Or
if nobody's there
maybe
watching.
Provide a distraction. Like if me and Pinhead figure out a way to sneak past for a little bit and tuck away some of those, you said there were folders. You said there were a lot of folders, or how many folders we talking?
There were just like drawers, like big drawers with just nothing but these folders in there, just full of just different people, I guess. Like, I don't know if they were kids, like, because I've seen some of the kids. Like, I know we're not supposed to talk to the kids, and we don't ever get to see some littler ones, but they didn't look like them. But they looked scrawny. But it was weird, man. I don't know. I'm just glad they didn't catch me looking.
You really want to go after the folders? I don't know if I want to risk. I don't know if I want to risk getting caught. I mean,
what, are you afraid now? Is that what's going on?
No, hey. Pinhead is afraid of nothing, and you know this very well, Ash. You see how big I am. You know I'm not afraid.
Yeah, the way you were running away from that abomination that time, I could have sworn otherwise.
I was testing my speed, not running away.
Sure. Listen, I mean, come on now, Pinhead. You know you want to know why are we here? What is our purpose? How long are we going to have to deal with this? Why are we separated the way that we are?
I ain't never seen anybody bigger or older than us.
But then it doesn't mean that they don't exist. Are they keeping us from the others? I mean, there's so many questions. You guys didn't have any of these questions? I know I do.
I mean, are we the old, like, do they kill us at some point? Is that why there's not anybody older than us? Do we turn into one of them? Are there flesh, our flesh in them, and those metal contraptions?
No, we're not. I'm not becoming an abomination. I'm not becoming an abomination. And Pinhead's starting to like get a little tensed up again. And no, not abomination.
And then Ash basically takes him by the shoulder. Pinhead, calm down, man. Get a grip. I know. We all are upset and angry. But we gotta stay focused if we want to try to figure out if there's even some way we can get out of this hellhole.
If there's a way out, where will we even go?
Any place is better than this.
Is there more? Is there a place other than this? Is there?
I don't know.
Other rooms?
I don't know. But don't you think we deserve some answers?
Maybe Ash, right?
Maybe shouldn't talk so loud.
Yeah, you're right.
You never know if somebody's gonna snitch on us. I was taking some extra food one time and she told on me.
She's a little snitch.
Yeah,
It doesn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah, they beat me pretty bad for it. It's only a little bit more food, so I was hungry.
They never give us enough, man. Listen, all I know is that our lives are not our own. Anything we do, and Ash is gonna be pointing like all the cameras and also too at the glass. No matter what we do, they don't want us to get out of here, but I feel like there's a reason. There has to be. Hell, you guys remember a couple months back, I got so damn tired of what they were doing to us. I know I should have came to you guys before I tried it, but I just was fed up. I just wanted to be gone. So that's when I took the extra cloths. I tried it. Listen, we can't even end our own lives. What kind of joke is that? Huh? They're watching us that intently. We can't even choose whether we live or die. They make the choice for us.
I would like to break for just a moment as Ash has shared something very deep and personal in her character's backstory. We at the Initiative Order, as a lot of you know, are ambassadors for Jaspers Game Day. We are advocates for them. We are diving into some serious, just like with last week with Peggy Sue and her backstory, we were diving into some serious emotional issues that people face. So these characters are all very real and dear to all of us. And if you are having thoughts about suicide or ending your life or helplessness and being alone, you're not alone. There are hotlines. I'm going to post a link right now in chat. A helpline. You can, whoops, did it work? You can reach out to the national helpline. You can reach out to, any of us here on the show or anybody here at the Initiative Order. We just, because you're not alone and we all love you. And there's always a better, just always wait for tomorrow. There's just keep on, just wait for tomorrow. Just keep waiting. And reach out to somebody. So we love everyone that's watching the show, and we love these players and everybody on hold. So I just wanted a little sideline for that. So, all right. Back in the scene. you know, well, that can't be, that can't be our way out, man. We gotta, even if we've gotta fight, if we all gotta fight, we gotta get out of here somehow. There's gotta be more.
If Ash leave like that, Pinhead not know what to do. Same with Lefty. If Lefty lives like that, Pinhead not know what to do. Pinhead, Ash, Lefty means pal. So I need friend. And that's the first time you hear Pinhead, who normally talks in third, using his own name, Pinhead. You hear him say I in reference to himself and Ash and Lefty.
And that's when Ash will reach out and grasp the forearm of Lefty and reach out for Pinhead's as well. I know the feeling, man. I don't know what I would do without you guys keeping me sane. Let's just promise each other. Gotta stick together. Gotta make it out. No matter what it takes, we will make it out. We gotta promise this right here, right now. Because if we take these next steps, there's no going back.
Get out no matter what. We do it together.
Pinhead say, less words. Let's do it.
And then Ash will squeeze. In that moment, though, she does turn around and she starts to cry. And so, again, the way that Ash has been known to cry is that it's not a normal set of tears. It's more like a murky kind of it's a little bit more milky than normal tears, and it goes down her face, and then she tries to wipe it away. All right, enough of this. They start trying to figure out what we're talking about over here.
And then all of a sudden you hear 3 buzz sounds, almost like horn buzz sounds, as is usual for every night before they turn out the lights and everything goes black. It gives you a minute to get into bed before everything goes pitch black. You do still have your Pip-Boys, you do still have the glow of the Pip-Boy, but you are locked into this room from the outside. There's no keyholes or anything like that. You are basically locked in this room, and it's going to be dark in 1 minute.
All right, so we're gonna start making our plans tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's try to get whatever semblance of rest we can. Figure it out.
Okay, go and get out of here.
Ash right. Lefty right. Pal.
Oh.
And Lefty will make his way onto his cot, which you can see his left arm is hanging out a little bit off the bed, and he groans, scoots over. And everybody else starts to get into their bunk. Everything starts winding down, quieting down, and then the lights flick off, and it's dark. And the night, as you all lay there in bed and slowly start to fall asleep, all that you can hear are the sounds of the other person in the cot next to you and above you breathing. You start to hear snoring. You can hear the mechanical bits of the vault. You can hear pipes creaking. You can hear rodents, things crawling in the walls. Normal sounds that you've listened to every night of your lives that slowly lulls you to sleep. And in the morning, if I kill Pinhead, I gotta kill somebody. I'm just kidding. Somebody in chat. Sorry, yeah. For people watching on YouTube, chat is saying there will be mutiny if I kill Pinhead. So yes. In the morning, you hear music start to play. It is jovial 50s music that blares loudly and jolts you all awake, same time every morning, saying that it's a new and bright sunny day, Vault Dwellers. And the announcement comes over and everyone starts to wake up, and you know that you have to get ready quite quickly before the door opens and you all are led into the cafeteria area to get breakfast before today's tests, trials, learning experiments, whatever they have in store for you for today.
How close are our bunks to each other? Just out of curiosity.
Your butt?
No.
Did you say?
Our bunks.
You said your butt?
Our butts.
I was like,
oh, okay.
No, our beds.
Okay. They are. It's pretty crowded in here. There's probably about maybe 8 of you, and so there's maybe about 2 feet in between the bunks.
Yep. All right. So Pinhead's getting up out of his bed, trying not to elbow anybody who's near him, because again, the massive size of his muscles. Then he tries to like reach up and stretch a little bit, and just try to knock the grogginess. Even though he was lulled to sleep the previous night, it wasn't a very restful sleep, because he kept hearing that anxiety of weird, what is out there, are we going to escape, would somehow would slightly jolt him awake, and then he would fall back asleep. So he's still really, really tired at this point. Didn't get much rest.
Ash, is kind of a similar situation. She already has pretty dark circles under her eyes, but they seem to, as the years progress, seem to get a little bit darker. And with all of the stress and all of the things that they have been going through, but also to the lack of sleep that, especially now that they've made this decision, it's also still weighing on her mind. She was able to knock out at a certain point, but obviously she's still like stretching like the rest of them, because of the fact that they've had to scrunch their bodies up to try to fit on the twin size type bed that compared to the king size bodies. So
right.
Yeah.
Is this why Ash now every time you fall asleep you're like as much as you can?
Yes.
Freedom.
Yes.
Stretch it out.
Yes, that's exactly
Sprawl.
why. Yep.
I love it. All right, so everyone starts to line up as the door is unlocked, and you all know, single file, everybody lines up in a perfect line. And outside the door, there are 2 Protectrons that are waiting with their electrified hands at the ready, and leading you down a hallway that is lined, the walls are lined with pipes, various pipes, and you can see there's rust on the walls as the walls are mostly made of concrete and metal and So the walls are very, you see there's cracks and whatnot in various areas of the walls as you make your way down to the cafeteria, where there are a few Mr. Handy or Miss Nanny units that are cooking. Yes.
On the way, is there any way for me to use action point? I want to try to see if Ash spots anything that could be used as a tool or weapon or something that basically she could try to take with her when they're on their way back from the mess hall area.
Sure. So you wanted to use is it a luck point or?
I think. Let's see.
That's an action point.
Or is that? Yeah, I don't know if that's like considered narrative detail or if it's just a luck point or.
Yeah. So action point. Yeah. Get info. Action point.
Yeah.
Or or find. Oh no, luck points. Yeah, you can do it to find something.
Okay.
So yeah, you can spend a luck point to do that. It's been a minute since we did that. So you can spend a luck point, and as you are walking down the hallway to get to the cafeteria, you see that there is a Mr. Handy unit that has a tool box open, and the Mr. Handy unit appears to be working with various tools with their pincer arm, trying to, you see there's a leaky pipe and they are working on it with their pincer arm, and you can just see a pipe wrench that's just kind of sitting there right on top of the toolbox.
Okay.
And you're getting closer. You're a few feet from it.
Yeah, so what Ash will do is she's going to kind of turn to Pinhead, kind of give him a signal. So she's going to be kind of like watch my back. And she's going to try to kind of pretend as if she tripped over something in order to basically, like fall out of line, but in that direction, in order to basically try to, stuff it underneath her shirt to the best of her ability, like tuck it in to her torn kind of pants, shorts, whatever.
Okay.
They're like,
all right.
they're now have to, because they're so big, it's like become like almost like shorts. Like they're like Bermuda shorts at this point because they're not really like fitting anymore.
Yeah.
Like Hulk.
Yeah, Hulk pants. Yeah.
They're shorts now.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So, since you're purposely tripping, I'm not going to make you do. There's not really a performance check on this or anything like that. D&D has performance, but this one does not. You know what? So I'm going to let you. So why don't you do? So you'll trip, and then I guess we can do a little bit of a sneak move if you want to do a sneak. A sneak test. So roll your 2d20s with your agility plus your sneak.
Okay.
And if you'd like to assist, Pinhead, you can roll a d20 to assist. 1d20.
I'm going to assist. Yes.
Okay.
What was it, the difficulties?
We'll say it's a difficulty. Since they're not expecting, I will just say a difficulty of 1.
Okay, good, because I was trying to see. I got a 13 and a 1, so I was like, as long as
so you got 2 successes.
My sneak
okay,
isn't
cool.
the best, so okay. Yeah.
And what would you get, Pinhead?
I got a 7.
A 7, and what's your sneak is a 2, and your agility is a 5, so 7. So you got a 7, so that would have been 3 successes, then, right?
Cool.
Yeah. So, but your action points, your action pool is full right now, so you don't have to worry about adding up action points. So yeah, you stumble, you trip, you stumble, and you kind of land on top of the toolbox, knocking some of the tools over, just narrowly avoiding bashing into the Mr. Handy unit that's working on the pipe. And you quickly pick up one of the pipe wrenches, and Pinhead, you kind of like are standing kind of in front to where they can't really see what's going on.
Right.
And as you do this, one of the protectrons comes over and it zaps Ash. What's your defense?
It's 1.
A 1? Okay. It's going to zap you in the torso for 2, 3, 4, 4 points of energy damage. 4 points of energy damage in your torso.
In that moment, Ash lets out a really loud, scream of pain, and she's like wincing, but then at the same time, she's trying to make sure that because her body's kind of moving for her, because of the fact that it's, it's energy being zapped into her right now, she's trying to still kind of move her body in such a way where they can't see where she's tucked the pipe wrench into her pants. So she's just using her arm and the pip to kind of cover that area as best as possible.
Oh dang. The other one starts to come over to you, Pinhead, and it begins to raise its electrodes at you real quick. It's electric arms, and then here it stops, and then puts them down, and then it takes its other arm and it points at a poster on the wall that you've all seen before. No, and then it recites to you, no touching, stand in line, no talking. And it's like standing there with its arm out, like it's going to shock you if you don't move.
Let's see.
Ash is gonna look at Pinhead like just like kind of like, it's fine, like just do it, just okay. Get back.
Pinhead gives that small little nod to Ash and like slowly just shuffles back in line, like and trying to stand up straight and just getting lined up, but all like slightly with a slight gaze to the little the protectron, like just a short glance before getting back. So maybe that glance will keep just by a little bit of time for Ash to cover for Ash.
Ash, you get up.
Yeah, Ash gets up as carefully but like quickly as possible, because she's not trying to get zapped again, because she's already taken some of that damage from that zap, and she's gonna like kind of limp over back into line without saying anything, because she knows the rules and what will happen, but she again is just looking like just pure like death glare, because she's so tired of these things that have been basically just trying to keep them in line, so to speak.
All right, yes, you pocket it, and you continue on to the mess hall, where you are served. You are in a line and you are kept separate from some of the other smaller, younger individuals in the vaults. You are lined up in a very separate part of the room, and you are given some potted meat and some potted meat and some kind of mystery. We'll say some kind of a mystery vegetable, perhaps. It's like mush at this point. Yeah, so potted meat and a mystery vegetable.
So like pureed vegetable, probably.
No, just piled on, slopped
okay.
onto, yeah,
Gotcha.
Slopped onto your plate. and some purified water as well. At least it's good. They got the purifier for the water filter system is working, so.
Hey, Ash, all right?
Bastard.
Yeah, they got you pretty good.
But it was worth it.
Yeah.
I got something that is going to be useful later. And then Ash is going to slightly like making sure that no one else is watching. She's gonna kind of like briefly lift up the side of her shirt, so then they could make out the fact that she has the wrench positioned there, but they probably will see where I'm assuming, I don't know, like the blistering skin where she was zapped, and like the bruising where like right there probably like even possibly because of the fact that a wrench is made of metal, it kind of is a conductor, so it might be a little bit of that kind of outline right there as well.
Yeah.
And then she like obviously like covers it up really quickly, but it's like a quick brief flash of that.
Right.
Damn. It's a good find.
Ash, the best of us.
We'll see about that. There's still a lot more that we need.
Pinhead's gonna try to eat a little bit, just to appear like he's falling in line, to maybe not draw attention.
And I think purified water, if you drink that, let me look at the stats on it again. I should have looked at this before. Because I think that if you drink the purified water, I think it does give you HP or one of the effects of it. Let's check. Some potted meat as well. Maybe I didn't even put potted meat in here. Potted meat, yes I did. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so eating your potted meat, you roll 2d6 rather than 1 when determining radiation damage when consumed. Oh no, but you get 6 HP back. So you do heal.
And radiation doesn't
affect you.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Well, not
low
in this
levels of radiation.
Small, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, low levels of radiation. But you are healed for 6 HP.
Oh, perfect.
With that. And then the purified water gives you purified water, 3 HP. So, but you're already fully healed. So, but yeah,
So it basically whenever plus because we are super mutants, we with all of the different experimentation, when we are shocked and when we do experience a lot of these things, we heal a lot quicker than a normal humanoid would. So that's basically, even though I showed that, it's already basically kind of mending in a way, where eventually she's able to kind of straighten up a little bit more. Where she was leaning forward, she's able to straighten up to try to like eat more. So the more she's eating, the better she feels.
Well, I guess after whatever they got us lined up to do today, maybe we can try to swap out and get on the same like chore line or whatnot, so we can all be like, same area together. Maybe we can explore, do something together. Try to see if I can swap out with somebody and get everybody on the same area.
Yeah, that's a good
around
plan.
that cabinet that I was telling you about. There were lots of cabinets, but it was a lot. Lots of papers.
Yeah. If you try to take that many, you will instantly become, that would be obvious. So it helps if we try to break up the amount of the folders amongst us. And also 2 more chances. If one of us gets caught, at least the other 2 have a chance.
Yeah. All right. And Lefty begins eating his food, and you see some of the other super mutants are kind of like looking at you guys, like they are not talking to each other. They can see you kind of whispering, but they can't really hear what you're saying. But you notice that nobody else, there is a very loud, messy eating frenzy going on right now, because you are not given that much time to consume your meal before the day's festivities take place. So it is kind of loud, so nobody can really hear, especially if you're talking low what you're saying.
And it's gonna look to both Ash and Lefty while in the middle of his eating, just eating what he can, and just say, Pinhead hope Pinhead get to eat with Ash and Lefty after all this.
Course,
kind of like a just hoping, this won't be their last meal together. So
yeah. I mean, there's got to be food elsewhere, right? Like, all the food can't be here.
Mm.
I hope not.
And they had to get that garbage from someplace, so I'm sure that wherever they got this crap from, I'm sure there's more of this, or I'm hoping something better.
Mm. Pinhead find. Mm.
So you continue your meal, consuming all of it, as the portions aren't really great, and you are quite large, and you do go through strenuous activity every day, but it is enough to sustain you for time. And you hear the blaring horn go off, and everybody starts to quickly get up and put their line up again, and put their trays on the cleaning line for the Mr. Handy units to take and wash and rinse and repeat for the next meal. And then you all are led back into your rooms, in your bunk again after your meal, and the door is locked, and you're alone in your rooms again.
When that happens,
but you know that it happens every day. But you're only in there for a short time before they start calling you one by one to take you to your assignments for the day.
Ash would then quickly, when that happens, and she knows, like, as far as like they've been through the same schedule, so she knows the timing and how much time she has before they come back. What she's gonna do is, with the side of the bed, if I don't know if there's like any type of sheets or something, where she's gonna try to like basically rip open the poor excuse for a mattress, and like in order to basically slip the pipe wrench, like to stuff it in there and shove it there, and then put the sheets back over it, so then that way it's hidden and can't easily be like obviously found or detected.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, you'd be able to do that. Yeah, you'd be able to do that, no problem. You can rip it open, hide it in there, while Lefty and Pinhead are kind of like standing around you in full view of the cameras, trying to make sure that you're not seen. Let's do a sneak agility again. Sneak agility. And yes, if you'd like to assist Pinhead, you can roll 1d20.
Okay. All right.
These are not your best stats.
I rolled a 6.
Yeah, it's not my best, but okay. So I got a 3 and a 14.
Okay, so two successes, and between the two of you, that's good. So yeah, you're standing back, just trying to like cough and when you do the ripping, and then try to make sure nobody's really watching.
Pinhead is trying to stretch and use his enormous size to block out the area in which kind of envelop the visual area that Ash is in, to just obstruct the view. He's trying to stretch and trying to flex his muscles to make it look like, okay, he's preparing for the chores ahead and getting his body ready. Well, we really know he's just seriously just trying to obscure the view of Ash from the camera.
And Ash will like, kind of clearing her throat.
Right.
All right. So yeah, you rip open the mattress, and you stuff the pipe wrench in, and kind of cover it up again with your sheets and everything. And then the Protectrons start to come to the door, opening the door one at a time, calling people for their assignments, and taking people out one by one. but they haven't called your name quite yet. And then, so you see the room starts to clear out slowly, one by one. They do come in, they call Lefty to go. Well, as long as we don't die, this, whatever experiment they got going on for us today.
Well, you know it's going to be a sunny day, so time for us to be prepared.
Yeah. All right. See y'all later.
All right. See you.
Yeah. Makes
Try not to die.
Yeah. And, he walks out. Is let out of the room, and a few moments pass, and they come back. Another Protectron that has got this rusted yellow paint all over their chassis. It's flecked, it's chipped and wearing, but you can still see that it was at one time mostly yellow, but the paint's now wearing off and exposing the metal underneath. And he calls your name, or it calls your name, Ash.
Ash will, of course, take a second where she kind of was like, here we go again, and then she's going to move forward in order to follow the abomination out.
Okay. All right, so you start, you follow the abomination, you follow the Protectron down the hallway, and you are led into one of the back rooms. And you've been in this room before. And it tells you, please take a seat.
And then she's basically huffing over and then taking her seat.
Another Protectron in their room comes over and please lay back. And you're on like a table of sorts, a folding table.
She takes a moment, again, kind of part of her wanting to not comply, but she does it anyway. And decides
you can
to
see
back.
One of them lifts up their hand as you hesitate for a moment, and the energy starts crackling right before you lay back. You lay back and they begin to strap you down to the table. They strap your arms down, your legs down, and these buckles are quite heavy. This is a very strong, sturdy leather that you've struggled against it before, but it's very hard to get out of. And they start strapping you in, and back at the bunks, the door opens, and Pinhead, your name is called.
Pinhead tries not to look at the mattress that Ash had stuffed the wrench in, and he just kind of goes forward and then shakes it off and moves forward to, it's a Protectron, right? That's calling? Mm-hmm. Or okay, so yes. Pinhead's gonna go follow the Protectron.
Okay. The Protectron, it's not the same one. This is a different one. This one has more of a pea green, like green pea soup paint on them. And they, but it is again chipped and worn and weathered for almost 100 years since it was manufactured. And it leads you down the opposite direction that Ash went. Not that you could see which direction she went, but you are led down the hallway in another corridor that winds and leads to another chamber where you walk inside, and again, you've seen this one before. It's not one that you particularly enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Pinhead.
It's going to be a rough day.
Pinhead, just shows a little bit of frustration, and the instances of that rage start to flare up again, especially because they've been talking about everything. But he manages to calm himself down, and proceeds forward into this room.
You are also instructed to sit and lie back and be strapped down onto a table.
Pinhead, yep. Sits down, and unfortunately, he looks around and again has to calm himself, and just slowly decides to lean back and comply. Unfortunately,
And you can see your hesitation immediately is met with an electrified arm. They haven't shocked you, but it's a warning to lay back.
Yeah, the warning definitely speeds Pinhead up, and Pinhead just kind of shoots down and just holding everything.
They begin to start, the Protectrons begin to start strapping you down, and they actually have to add a few more straps up underneath the table that aren't normally there, as you are very large, start strapping you down to the table to where it's almost hard to breathe because they're tying you down so tight, and these straps do go across your chest, and you can feel that heavy pressure of just being constricted and on this table. Back in Ash's room, you can see the Protectron has a chart that you've seen this clipboard. It has your information on it, and you've seen this before, where they take down notes and evaluate what you've been going through. They take out a plate, a metal tin plate that has several different vials, syringes on it. And the syringes are inside the liquid. You can see it's this almost glowing type mixture inside the liquid.
Has Ash been, has she been shot with this liquid before?
Yes, and you know that they continue to inject you, and the more they inject you to see your tolerance, the sicker you get, until you almost pass out.
Okay.
They begin administering, one of the Protectrons picks up one of the syringes, administering vial 1. And it shoots it into your arm, and you feel it kind of has this weird burning chemical type feeling sensation. They're injecting you with radioactive material to see how much you can withstand, since you are, for the most part, immune to radiation. And they're watching your vital signs. They have strapped you up to monitor your vital signs to see if anything has changed. And the first vial does nothing to you. And
Ash is doing her best to also, like, even though she can feel it, she's trying to show and resist as much as she can to try to show no pain. So she just grits her teeth a little bit more. She is starting to kind of briefly, like, since she's strapped down, kind of curl her fingers into her palms, into fists, to just get ready and brace herself for the next shot.
And again, they take another vial and they pick it up, and in the same spot that they injected before, administering dose 2, and it injects this second dose into you. And you're starting to feel your head's getting a little fuzzy, but it's not quite taking an effect on you just yet. You feel a little fuzzy right now in your thoughts. You can feel the burning sensation in your arm, but it's not hurting. It's got this weird burning, aching sensation in your arm. And they begin looking at your vitals, writing down more things in your chart. And he picks up the third one, And this time goes over to your other arm, administering vial 3. And he injects it into your arm. This time, a wave of nausea just hits you in your gut. And the room is starting to spin a little bit. You can feel your heart rate and your pulse just start to speed up a little bit. You feel like that potted meat that you ate earlier isn't going to stay down much longer.
She's trying to resist the urge to just vomit right away. She's trying to hold it in, but she's also just her body is kind of reacting to it, and she's trying to control it, but it's becoming harder for her to try to keep the facade that she had up, as if it wasn't affecting her as much as it's starting to. But in the process as well, she's going to try to catch glances at the protectrons that are in the room administering it, seeing where they're putting certain things. So she's trying to also like where if she moves her head, kind of looking, trying to just kind of look as if she's kind of dazed, but she's still paying attention to what they're doing and where they're placing things.
You see, so the one that is taking notes looks at your vital signs, elevated heart rate, starts writing that down, and looks to you on a scale of 1 to 10. How would you rate your pain?
Ash takes a second. 1.
Scribbles down some more notes. Continue. The other one begins again, administering another vial into that same arm. And this time you just, it starts to burn and ache, and it feels like your whole body is on fire. Like you're just being consumed in fire. And you can feel your stomach just turning, doing flips, and you're visibly sweating at this point.
She's trying again to resist, and she's probably at this point, she's holding the vomit in her own mouth, and she's now gripping even tighter, where she's now piercing her own skin with her nails, digging to try to, first, at least try to move the pain to a different area, doing whatever she can to try to, stay conscious and trying to control what's happening to her body at the moment.
Perspiration has begun. Heart elevation continues. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate your pain?
5.
Again, starts writing down. And this continues until you eventually black out. And you fight against it, but you black out. It completely consumes your body. And the next thing you know, you're looking and staring around the room, trying to see anything of importance. And you do see some kind of a radio system of some sort, some kind of device you've never really seen before. You're not sure if it's a computer or if it's a radio or transmitter. You're not really sure, but there is definitely something in there that you've never really just considered of importance before in the room. Right before you black out. In the other room, Pinhead, you were strapped down to this table and you know it's coming. They begin bringing up, you can see the Protectron that led you here. They're on their opposite arm. So on one of their arms, it does have the electric shock, but on the other one, it does have a serrated blade. The one with the clipboard starts to write down notes, hooks you up to all the various machines, tracking your vital signs, and the one that brought you in here begins to stab you into your abdomen.
You hear with every stab. Are these stabs just like almost rapid fire at this point?
It's stabbing you one at a time to see. So it stabs you once. And it's a serrated blade. Speaking of Session Zero Clothing, one of our sponsors, hey, welcome. So it's a serrated blade. So when it goes in, it has that jagged sensation, and when it pulls out, it's even worse.
Okay, and so with every stab that's happening, you're seeing Pinhead's arms, and he's definitely braced against all the restraints, and even if they've added extra, you see like the tension in his arms as the reflexes just keep wanting him to burst out, but he can't because he's stuck there, and every inch of that jagged blade, you hear him just
you are going to take, since you can't resist against it, this is going to be, so on your torso, you don't have any physical resistance. So it's going to be, for the first stab, it's going to be 1 point. 1 point of physical damage to you. So your HP right now is at a 15, so it's going to knock you down to a 14.
Okay.
And you can see they're watching your vital signs, and they're watching you struggle, and then they're looking at your wound to monitor the bleeding on that. And then it stabs you again in another part of your abdomen, again for 1 more point of physical damage, and more blood starts to pool out of you. And it feels like the blade is ripping open your intestines or scratching at them. Like you can feel just hot blood pouring out of your torso.
The immense amount of pain is just making it, again, trying to it's making him just tremble even more and more, just abject pain and rage as Pinhead's body is trying to break free, even though the body is trying to break free, but also Pinhead's programming, for lack of a better term, is telling him you can't break free, you have to endure this. So there's half this control of, I want to break free, but I have to survive this, and like all of this is making him just shake and quake even more and try to fighting against the restraints, because his body is like almost acting out of control for him.
Yeah, so you're shaking, and you can hear your heart rate monitor just continue to elevate and spike and speed up. And this happens. They stab you on intervals of about 5 minutes over and over. So every 5 minutes, another stab happens until you've almost completely bled out to where your hit points are down to like 2 hit points left. And you're starting to see black creep into the edges of your vision to where you're starting to lose consciousness, as just you can hear the blood start hitting the floor, pulling off the table, just pat, 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 just slowly spilling off the table. And then the searing pain in your gut, it's almost like it's not there anymore because it's so intense. Your body is almost shut off completely.
You like the words aren't even there anymore for Pinhead. Every guttural yell, it's almost as if his voice has almost been blown out from the amount of guttural rumbling that's been gone on. The resistance has he's resisting less and less now, because with all the blood that's been let out of him, he's definitely gotten weaker, almost to the point of death. but there's still, slight jolts and shakes from him, because he's still showing signs of life here, but he's definitely not in any good condition. And in his mind, all he's envisioning is him and Ash and Lefty. And I think it's almost that delirium, and he's remembering what they talked about now, or what they talked about previously, and the idea of escape. And at this point now, that's what he's clinging on to, is that, okay, he still has to hold on, because he doesn't want to give up on Ash and Lefty at this point, so he's still trying his best to hold on.
And as the darkness starts to, and you're focusing on that, and you're holding on to that, the darkness starts to creep over your eyes. And right as everything goes black, you can hear one of the Protectrons say, "Please transmit results. Session over." And you're completely blacked out, and both of you have been completely knocked out. And as you start to come to, you're not sure how long you've been out, but you see other bruises and jabs in your arms as you've possibly been administered something. You don't know what, but the effects that you felt during today's tests have gone away, and you both wake up. Ash, probably a little bit before Pinhead, wake up, and you're in your bunk, not knowing how you got here, but this isn't the first time. Not knowing how you got here, but everything's really groggy and everything aches, but you're healed. You haven't taken any, your HP is back to normal, your health is back to normal, but you just feel like you've really been through something. The burning sensation is still very fresh in your mind.
Is there a like any type of garbage can or sink at all in the area?
There would be like a water fountain in your room.
That's the only thing?
Yeah, because the bathroom facilities are on the outside.
Yeah, so she will basically try to, she had thrown up in her mouth, so that still remained. So she's going to try to swallow her own vomit, since she can't spit it out. And she's just very upset, so she kind of like slams her fist against the wall, but in doing so she forgets that she had already clenched her fist to the point where there's blood that has already dripped down, and open wounds from her fingernails digging into her skin during the trial. And she goes to the fountain and kind of splashes her face, and then tries to like rinse out the vomit, and she spits over to the corner to try to get the remnants of the taste of the vomit, which is definitely the food, the disgusting food that they ate during lunch. That residue is still in her mouth, and she's trying to kind of take some of the water to kind of clean out the wounds a little bit, but she rubs it onto her shirt, the sides of her shirt, which leaves the stains of the blood from her hands on either side.
And Pinhead, you start to come to, and you can see Ash over at the water fountain, spitting out some of the liquid, that you can see bits of stuff in the liquid as she spits it out, and you can see her doing this as you start to come to. And again, you're in not fresh clothing, but your clothes have been changed, and you're not covered in blood. And although you're still a little lightheaded, you don't have that horrible burning sensation, the stabbing sensation in your gut anymore.
I wouldn't have the stabbing sensation, but would I still be tender from the effects of it? Okay.
You would be, yeah.
Yeah, so Pinhead slowly, he sees Ash spinning up, and he tries to shoot up, to get up, and then realizes, oh, sharp pain still because of all the stabbing in his abdomen, and everything is still just tender. So he shoots up and then has to hold himself back just a bit, and that combined with still feeling a little woozy, he has to actually grip the bed a little bit to just steady himself. And he looks over, and how far is Ash from him?
Probably about 10 feet away. Like maybe on the
He turns slowly, like kind of when you put your hands on the bed and you just kind of shift his legs over, and looks over to Ash, and he just, Ash, okay?
I should be asking you. It looks like you got the knives this time.
I Pinhead survived. Pinhead. Ash, okay.
Yeah, Pinhead. Are you okay?
Pinhead okay if Ash okay.
The quicker we act, faster.
Lefty.
And then she's kind of like hinting to get out.
Yeah. Lefty where?
Lefty, you will notice, is not made it back into the room yet. You do see several other of the super mutants that are laying in their cots. Some of them are awake. There's one of them probably a little bit emotional and quiet and crying, and some of them are asleep, just passed out, probably not woken up after whatever they went through today.
Pinhead looks over to Ash and gives her a steely glare. No more knives. No more knives.
I know. Ash is gonna get closer because she doesn't want him to raise his voice, because she knows that Pinhead sometimes does lose his temper. And she's going to again kind of grasp onto his arm. I know, buddy. Just a little bit longer. A little bit longer, okay?
A little longer.
The door clicks open, creaks open, and two Protectrons are dragging Lefty inside the room. And they toss him on his cot. And you can see his left arm is just hanging limply off the cot. And you can see electrical burns all over his body, especially his very large left arm. There's electrical burns all over. They do look like they're starting to heal as he's passed out, but he looks very badly burned. And you can see injection marks where something's been administered to him, something's been given to him to speed up the healing process, but it still looks really bad.
Ash will try to go over, and if did the Protectrons already basically leave the?
Yeah, so you can see this, and they don't walk too quickly, so they would be walking out of the room.
Ash definitely, in walking over, trying to make sure that they're not looking in her direction. She's going to try to go over to where Lefty is, but she's also too just looking directly at their backs. She kind of takes a look at the pipe wrench where she left it earlier in the day. And you see where she's kind of clenching her fist again, but then kind of winces a little bit because of the fact that she still has the open wounds that haven't quite healed yet. She tries to take Lefty's arm and kind of try to lift it a little bit because it's probably hanging off, and she's gonna rip off some of her pants, like the fabric that's already torn, and she's kind of wiping some of the area, trying to clean it in a way.
Pinhead is going to, as well, while Ash is doing this, as Ash tears off part of her pants, Pinhead is going to help with Lefty's arm and keep it supported while Ash begins to clean.
Yeah, and you're able to support it, and you can see that as you are working on and trying to wash away some of the burn marks and stuff, as you're wiping away, you see that the skin is just slowly starting to heal itself, until after a time, after you're tending to all of these wounds, and he is still unconscious, they start to be where they're, the more that you wipe away, the more it's just burn that you're wiping away, and there's no more damaged flesh underneath. He kind of stirs a little bit as y'all are working on him. No, stop.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. You're with us. This damn thing's left. You're okay. For now.
I got those shocks.
Yeah.
Shooting me with those shock weapons. Good. But I broke my teeth.
Sorry, I should have told you to try to stuff some of that fabric in your mouth to at least bite down on. I'm sorry. I didn't know that you were getting that today. Or I would have told you.
I need a drink. I need some water. I feel very...
Pinhead, come.
Yep.
Help
Pinhead's definitely gonna go behind Lefty and kind of hoist up as best as he can, trying to be mindful that Lefty's still tender as well, and Pinhead's still tender, so it's kind of going slow, but he's trying to get Lefty up and help Lefty to the water fountain.
What happened there? He looks over as he leans down to take a drink, and then sees the vomit in the water that's been splashed on the wall to the side.
Seems
You guys
like
all right?
I had the easier of the days. Only the injections.
I don't understand why. Why do they do this to us?
That's what we
Every
have to
day.
find out. We have to find it out. Tired of us not knowing. And having to go through this pain and torture every single day.
And,
No more knives. No more knives. No more shock. No more knives. No more shock.
Let me get out of here. I was able to switch around. I think that we have to go out for our cleaning duties. I think we'll be able to get away with getting in the same area. I was able to switch around a little bit. I don't think they'll notice.
It's
But,
good. It's progress. It's progress.
Mm.
We gotta gather some more stuff and get that information. We gotta act quick.
I don't know how long I was out for, but I guess we should get a little rest before we try to do this. See what we can find out, at least.
Especially you two. It was a rough day today.
And with that, we're going to take a little short break. And an emotional break. I'm so sorry I'm torturing your characters. Fallout is definitely especially the vaults. The vaults get to where the deep dark experiments that happen in those are all very different, and this one is it's pretty dramatic. So, but thank you all for enduring. So we're gonna take a little break, step away for about 5-10 minutes. So go get a drink, go get a snack, go get a tissue box, something, and we will see you all back here in just a couple minutes. All right. Oh, check my levels. I accidentally messed up the volume a little bit. Okay. All right. Welcome back, everybody. So I hope you all took a little bit of a breather. It was an emotional roller coaster. So yeah, now you can kind of see where Ash comes from about the rules and the hanging robots and the flashbacks of torture. Yeah. All that fun stuff. So, all right. So before the break, we saw Pinhead, Lefty, and Ash inside Vault 42, where they were undergoing their daily experiments, their daily torture. For what reasons, they do not know, but they have decided that enough is enough. They realize that they've seen others in the facility where they are. They've seen younger groups that they are not able to interact with. They are in a pod where they only get to interact with those that are of a similar age group as they are. They've seen younger ones, but they've never seen older ones. And it's got them thinking, what happens after? What's the purpose? Is there more? Is there a way out? Can they stop this? So after undergoing the day's experiments, they are in their bunk, in their rooms, and plotting their next move. You all see that the doors have been unlocked, and the Protectrons are outside waiting to lead you to your day's cleaning duties of the vault. And you all group up together and are able to stay with one another. And you are led down the hall to the bathrooms, to where you will be scrubbing the bathrooms and the showers. And it's a huge, big communal area, kind of like a prison. You can think about it that way, where there are stalls, but the showers are pretty much open with no curtains or anything like that. It's just big, lots of shower heads lined up against the wall and stalls for the bathrooms. And the Protectron pushes you in, just kind of leads you in and stands outside the door and starts marching down the hallway back and forth. You have your cleaning supplies.
Ash will definitely take some of the cleaning liquid and try to basically look as if everything is normal and nothing suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Right.
And then also trying to figure out like taking a look around and trying to also time how often it is that the Protectron will circle back, trying to get the timing down.
It's about 2 minutes that you would, and you do have time on your Pip-Boy. So all three of you do have a Pip-Boy, and you are able to look at the time, and it takes about 2 minutes for it to make its way down and back, as it is guarding others as well. And there don't appear to be any cameras in here. The office that I was telling you about, it's just across the hallway. It's like locked, but I've got it. And he pulls out, and you can see that he's got a switchblade. I found this when I was cleaning one of the rooms, the boiler rooms, and look, and he pushes a button, and it pops out. I was able to kind of like poke my way in.
Yeah. All right, we got about 2 minutes to try to make this happen before this thing comes back around. I say we do it on the next pass. And we try to make a move. But I think it can only be one of us who tries to mess with that lock first, and the other two kind of trying to block the area. So that way he doesn't know, he's not up to speed with what we're trying to do here.
Out of curiosity, what kind of cleaning supplies did they give us?
It would be a bucket full of kind of this murky, soapy liquid. You would also have 2 scrub brushes and 2 mops. So 2 scrub brushes and 2 mops. Yeah. Oh, there.
Pinhead would like to try and create a distraction to draw guards by splashing soap in his eyes and yelling out in abject horror.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you're going to. Okay.
Basically,
Cool.
basically, Pinhead's getting down on the ground and looking like he's scrubbing the floor, and then all of a sudden, his hand slips and he hits himself in the face with the soap that's getting into his eyes, being a total klutz, and it hurts. So he's gonna start. So you hear like the fumbling, and then you hear. Pinhead, don't see! Pinhead, don't see!
You can hear from down the hallway the normal ka-thunk, ka-thunk, ka-thunk. But this time it's more ka-thunk, 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 ka-thunk as the Protectron is running, but not running. And you can also hear the jets fire of a Mr. Handy unit as they both come down the hallway and come into the bathroom. What seems to be the problem here? Are you fighting? No fighting.
He got that shit in his eye.
Please stand back
can't
while
see.
we administer aid. Please stand back while we administer aid.
Okay.
And the
He needs help. He needs help. And so Ash is kind of like distracting while letting Lefty kind of move behind. And so it's kind of gonna get like around Pinhead and like point, kind of moving the arms around and like, yeah, he got that shit in his eye. Right there, right, that stuff. And you gotta help him out. You gotta help him out. He can't see.
The Protectron and the Mr. Handy unit come over and Lefty kind of like backs out of the room. Oh, plus agility. Okay, cool. We're good. So yeah, kind of ducks out, especially with y'all, with the two of you making a distraction, sneaks out just out of the room, and the Mr. Handy unit starts to is whirring around you, and the Protectron is trying to kind of lift you up and restrain you so that the Mr. Handy unit can spray a gel in your eyes, some water, and then a gel, like an antiseptic gel or some kind of a gel in your eyes to flush out the soap.
Oh, so wait, if that Protectron's trying to lift me and the Handy is trying to spray it in my eyes, and the Pinhead's definitely trying to flail a little more than he probably would.
Okay,
to try and delay the process even further, so that he keeps trying to keep them on him.
Okay, we will do maybe an athletics and strength test. So roll 2d20 to see if you can kind of make it more difficult for them.
Okay, so one was a 9, the other was a 17.
9 and 17. Your target number is a 13 with your athletics and your strength. So that is one success. We will do a contested roll.
Okay.
Ooh. Ash, you're helping. Go ahead and roll a d20.
Okay.
We'll see. Or else this is not going to go well.
Okay, I got a 6.
Okay. And that's what's your target number? It meets your target number, right?
Wait, is it agility and sneak? Wait, what was it?
Agility or athletics and strength. So it's your first one. Your first.
Oh yeah. No. I have a 10 for strength and a 3 for athletics.
Okay. Yeah. So you're flailing about, and then Ash is kind of getting in the way of it, trying to, and it's kind of slipping on some of the water that's been spilt and sloshing everywhere. And so y'all are delaying the process a little bit. Meanwhile, Lefty is going to be. No. Did I drop it? I dropped my hot dice.
No.
Okay.
Don't be suspicious. Don't
Yes,
be
I
suspicious.
dropped the one that I didn't even need. Cool. So Lefty has made it out into the hallway and is jiggling at the door. I thought I was gonna have to roll more than once. Is jiggling at the door with the switchblade and hits the sweet spot. This isn't the first time that he did this. Gets it open and has it unlocked, but comes back into the room as the Mr. Henning is spraying the gel on your face and your eyes, and he looks over at Ash and he's like, with the big left thumb, got it, it's unlocked.
You'll be okay, Pinhead. You'll be okay. And then Ash is like hitting the side of his arm, like, we're good. Okay, you can stop now.
Okay. And Pinhead is sneezing with the gel shooting, excuse me, in his face. And okay, oh my gosh, I actually am sneezing. That's why.
I was like, man, that's good acting.
Like, dang.
Good. Pinhead kind of gets the clue a little.
I was like, it's better than Keanu Reeves in Lake House when he was sneezing.
Oh god,
I love you, Keanu Reeves.
Oh, and okay, so finally Pinhead starts to calm down. Like, okay, okay, ice, no burn. Okay, and he's breathing. He's calming himself down, especially with Ash tapping him on the arm.
So, we're not too smart, so sometimes, we might spray the bottle in the wrong direction. Things happen. So, yeah.
Cleaning.
Yeah.
Get back to work.
Yeah.
Work.
The Mr. Henning unit whirs out of the room, floats out of the room, and the Protectron turns ka-thunk, 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 and starts making their way down the hallway again. Oh, did I
yeah, you guys are.
Yeah,
I was about to wait. Yeah, you guys are in opposite.
I'm now playing the role of the overseer, April Hood.
No.
And that switched. Whoop.
There we go. All better now. Thank you for noticing that. I didn't look up and look over there. Oh wait, no. Now Ash and Pinhead are not in the right spots. Oh my gosh.
It's musical chairs.
Everybody's just switching spots. It's all gravy.
This is yeah.
Musical super.
This is what happens when we're causing chaos.
Yes. So I was able to get it unlocked. Good job, not with the distraction. That was quick thinking.
Oh, and Pinhead is actually cleaning because he's still programmed to clean, and he looks.
It's probably one of the smartest things I've ever seen you do, Pinhead. Let's be real.
What I do? What Pinhead do?
What you do best. And then at that, Ash is going to try to act like she's cleaning the far end where the towards where the door is, in order to try to sneak off into that room, but kind of still keeping track on her pip to make sure that when they do the rounds again, that she times it just so then that way she can go in and then come out with some of the files and then have each of them do the same.
Okay. So you go into the room. So you see the Protectron slowly is making their way down the hallway and starts to turn a corner that makes a loop. And you go over and you open the door. The door is open. You go inside, and there are several file cabinets in this room, just big metal file cabinets in this room. And there is a desk, and on the desk is a broken monitor, a computer screen with a broken screen. There's dust, so much dust in this room. It looks like this room hasn't been opened or used in a very long time, but you do see that there are, several file cabinets in this room, as well as a desk in the room.
Okay, Ash is going to start going through the file cabinets quickly to try to see what is in each of them.
Okay. All right. Looking into the file cabinets, you see The ones, there are several that are unlocked and you're able to open them, and you do see files, just like Lefty said, you see files. And as you pull them out, on the front of them, you see paper clipped to each file. There is a person, a regular human, which you've never really seen before, but described just like Lefty said. They kind of look like you, but smaller in stature, and they all have different shades and style of hair. Some of them are close kept and some of them are long, and there are children, there are people of all ages and genders, but they're all in these blue shiny vault suits with gold trim on them, that you can see on their photographs.
So she's gonna try to take, like if there's multiple, she's gonna try to take a few stacks of them and then stuff them in her like her backside. So she's gonna try to like put it underneath her shirt, but enough where obviously it wouldn't be because she does have a broad back, where at least it wouldn't be obvious that what she has with her person. She's gonna continue looking through the other cabinets as well, just so that way she could let the others know what to grab.
Okay. Yeah. So looking, you do notice that one of the drawers in the desk is locked, and you try to open it, and even with as strong as you are, you can't get that drawer unlocked with your strength. And there's a broken desk lamp. There's a chipped coffee mug in there that has the Texas flag on it, on the coffee mug, as well as on the other side, the Vault Tech symbol. But nothing's really catching your eye.
Are there still more files in the one cabinet?
Yeah, the more that you open up, the more files of different people that you see in there.
Okay, so she's gonna take enough where it won't be as obvious that she has them, and then she's going to take a look at her pip to try to see how much time she has left. Is there anything else as far as I'm willing to use one of my action points to try to see if there's something else that, as far as that would be useful for them getting out of the vault itself.
Underneath the keyboard, so if you do use an action or a luck point, right? Luck point.
Oh, luck point. Sorry.
So using a luck point, you do see just underneath the keyboard, there's a brochure for Vault Tech, and there's a picture on the front, and you see people standing in a very large open area. The background seems to be blue, and there's these things coming up out of the ground with green on them. Large brown pipe looking things with green paper or green cloth all over the tops of them, and people are dressed in, they're scrawny looking humans compared to you, but dressed in all these various fashions and designs and clothing that you've never seen before, and they look very colorful on the front of this brochure.
She's definitely going to take that and also to shove that underneath her shirt as well, and then she's going to try to, with the remaining amount of time, try to sneak back to where Lefty and Pinhead were.
So yeah, you make it into the room just as you can hear the footfalls of the Protractron coming down the hallway in your direction again. Did you find any? Do you see what I'm talking about? Did you see what I meant?
I grabbed a big stack and also did this other thing too that had some pictures. It's crazy. Yeah, it was like you said. But we'll talk about it later. Just you guys have to go in there and grab the rest of it. Just make sure it's not too much, so then they don't catch wind of it.
Pinhead turn now.
Yeah. You go ahead. You go next. I'll wait.
Okay. And Pinhead is going to try to get to the room to try to grab more of the files that were in there.
Okay. Yay. Thanks, NPC Voices, for raiding us. Welcome. We are playing Vault, a Fallout RPG. Basically based on the Fallout games, the Fallout video games. So yeah, welcome to the Wasteland. We are doing Ash's origin story, one of the characters in our main campaign. So yes, so welcome to Madness. All right, so Pinhead, you wait and you watch as the Protectron again goes and turns the corner, and you make your way over across the hallway into the room, and you open the door, and you see everything that I described to Ash. You see this wall. It's a very small office. You see a wall that's full of file cabinets, and you see this small desk with the broken computer screen and all of these things before you.
Oh.
What would you like to do?
Pinhead is frozen in like utter like awe. Like he's never seen anything like this. Like this is all new stuff to him, and he's like kind of frozen in place and doesn't realize that he's frozen in place. He's like, this is wow. Oh, wow. And doesn't realize that he's actually sort of not doing anything at this point and not contributing to the mission at hand.
You're just staring in awe at everything, just not really knowing what to think or comprehend. And across the hall, hey man, they're coming back soon. What are you doing? Did you get anything?
And Pinhead looks over to the room. Pal seen this?
Yep. Hurry it up. Come on.
Okay. And the goal was to get the to get files, and finally it snaps into his head that he was supposed to grab more of the files. And would there be any so Pinhead goes over to the files and just he's not smart. He grabs just a handful of them, but doesn't think to like really hide them. He kind of just has them tucked in his arm. Now, would there be anything else that would catch his eye in there?
You, when you grabbed some of the files, you also grabbed a very thick booklet, a very thick operator's manual for the vault itself.
Okay. So
with maps and whatnot in it. So although you were not the smartest of the group, you had the luck of grabbing something very important for the group.
So Pinhead is gonna grab this and realize that Ash and Lefty are motioning for him to get the fuck out of Dodge. So
she's like whistling, like
like
hide it.
So basically he's like hiding it, but his idea of hiding it is just putting it under his big ass arm, because that's how he's always hidden things. So he kind of like trots back like, and gets back to Ash and Lefty. Pinhead find.
And Ash is gonna snatch the stack and then basically like lift up the I guess he doesn't even have like a full shirt, but like position it in a certain way and it smash it down in his pants. So then that way it's like, but it's just like that motion. It happens so quickly that it's just like, and so it's just so quick that I'm sure that he was just like, whoa, what is going on? And then I like hit him on the back, like that's how you hide something.
Oh, Pinhead hide.
Just don't forget you got it in there when you go to the bathroom. Well, we're in the bathroom, but don't forget it's back there.
Oh, bathroom clean. Bathroom clean.
Yeah. I'm gonna. And you can see the Protectron kind of look in, and then continue down the hallway. All right. I'll be right back. There's a desk in there. I'm gonna go see if I can. He pulls out the switchblade and chunk, like it pops up. See if I can open.
I couldn't get that open, so that's gonna come in handy.
Right, I'm gonna. Yeah. And then you watch him, and he looks. And then you see him tiptoe across the hallway and opens the door and shuts it. And you can hear just a little bit of motion going on in there. And after about a minute or so, he sneaks back across the hallway, and you can see he is holding a 10 millimeter gun in his hand and an extra clip of ammo with him. I think I saw one of these on one of the guards. One of those one of the floaty ball things. I saw one of them wielding one of these. I think they shoot metal. They fire metal at people.
Have you used one of those before?
I mean, usually they just make us bash things. Never fired one. I've never fired one in a trial, or one of the tests, but I've seen machines wielding them.
Well, you keep that. I'm gonna stick with the wrench and do what I do best. Smash.
Well, I guess if I need this back for picklocking, then, but here, and he'll hand Pinhead the switchblade.
Pinhead's gonna take the switchblade, look at it, and trigger the blade again. And
I know you don't like knives, but probably stab something else with it.
Yeah, at least it's not you have a knife in you. You can return the favor.
No more knives.
I don't know how that would work against that metal. I mean, I don't know, maybe slice a wire, something.
Pinhead, slowly puts the switchblade away. Pinhead save for Lefty and Ash. And then Pinhead puts his arms up and he says, Pinhead.
Yeah, well, hopefully we won't need that, but probably. We'll see.
All right, let's finish up cleaning up in here before they get suspicious that we didn't actually do anything that we were supposed to do, because we were doing other things. So, yeah.
Oh shit, it didn't lock the door back. Hold on, I'll be right back.
All right.
He looks at the hallway, and then he clicks the lock on the inside of the door and then pulls the door closed. So that's locked again from the lock from the inside. And after you finish cleaning the rest of the bathroom, you are led back into your bunk area for the evening, and you have a few minutes, about 30 minutes before the lights turn out for the night.
Ash is going to try to find an area where, I guess maybe just like over where they usually bunk, but away from the prying eyes, especially from Lil, because Lil is a snitch. And Cyclops with the big one eye, just not trusting that eye that usually seems to be a little too curious. Yeah, so basically just making sure that they are kind of like huddled like how they usually are, and to basically, when they're not looking, take out the material so they can review it, everything that they got.
So you're able to find a corner of the room that's kind of obscured by the cameras, and then kind of away from where everybody else is seeming to play a game of punch arm, which Lefty's usually really good at. And he's like looking, it's like, oh man, like looks over like longingly, like he really wants to go play, but he's like, no, we gotta work. Okay. So they're all punching each other, one punching each other on the arm to see who gives first and who can have the biggest whelp. As you all are kind of like huddled into just on the ground in a corner. So you saw the files, right? You saw. I'm not crazy.
No.
What are these? They look like us, but not.
They're wearing like funny clothes and stuff, and what are these things? Like pointing out the things coming from the ground and everything. That was on the brochure.
I remember seeing something like that in those books they had us read when we first started reading. Taught us read like a book of it was like color different, but I think it was called a tree.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Tree.
What is this vault tech?
I've seen this symbol. I think so. I've seen this symbol on a few other things here.
Ash is going to try to look through the files and trying to understand and see if there's any explanation or information on the people like that are pictured, but also too seeing if there's any information about what's going on at this particular location.
Okay. So looking through some of the files, you do see there are people with different names and occupations and stuff about their physical and mental health, and where they it says different locations of like it says where their home and their contact information is, and there's these just words and places on there that you've never seen or heard. And are completely out of context for you, for your comprehension. And one of them in particular kind of stands out to you for a brief moment as their suit that they're wearing looks to be, it has bars on it, like it's just a little bit more ornate than the rest. And and the file itself looks different than the rest. It's got more instead of everyone else's files being kind of like in a manila envelope or a manila folder. This one is in really nice, thick, dark blue paper, and her photos on the front. And flipping over, her name is Overseer Teresa Gill. This is the Overseers folder. And you can see the contact location and information is Happy, Texas. Currently employed by Vault Tech as an overseer for Vault 42. And I mean, none of this information really makes sense to you. You don't have any context for it.
Like there would be no way for us to know what an overseer is or any of that.
But reading through it, you do see that that they are basically, it says the overseer for Vault 42, that this vault, how many people it will house, and kind of her performing duties and everything. And it doesn't give you any information about any kind of experiment or anything in this file. This is basically just a personal file on her. It gives her spouse and their spouse, her spouse, Dr. Gill. You can see that that he, you can read that he previously worked for Robco, but now works for Vault Tech. So, but yeah, that's all you really see in it.
This is all weird. This is... Are these the people behind this? Behind all the things that they're doing to us. What did you get? Take out your stuff. Gotta check it out.
Pinhead realizes Ashes is asking for the stuff that's hidden, and thankfully he hasn't gone to the bathroom or anything with the the materials, and so he pulls out the files and then produces the operator's manual, and Pinhead has no idea. He has no freaking clue what any of this stuff is. I mean, he can kind of read, and operator, operator.
Hey, keep it down. Keep it down. Keep it down.
Sorry. Operator. No. And then he hands it over to Lefty and here. Whoa.
You did good. You did good.
Yeah, just, he flips over and he's looking through, and then a large folded piece of paper falls out from the back of the book to the ground, and unfolding it, it is a very large, detailed map of the vault. And you can see on the front, or you can see looking over, you can see the various rooms, but they're not what they are purposed for. You don't see any torture chamber type. It doesn't say that. It says operating room 1, vault dweller room 2. Like it has regular names for rooms that you only have known as rooms of pain and suffering.
And seeing that, she's like, yeah, this is what we needed. Operations room, my ass. Whatever. All right, well.
Is there like an entrance
way
or
out.
Exit? Is there? I mean, are we in a? Is there an outside?
I mean, these show that there's obviously people and things outside of this place, which means we have a chance. Ash is going to take a closer look to try to see if she can kind of put 2 and 2 together to see where like they would have to try to make their way out of the vault.
Okay.
If there is an exit, or it looks like there's a way to get out.
Yes, you would see that there would be up 2 flights of stairs, so up 2 levels from where you currently are, which you have only ever really been on this level as far as you remember. You've only ever really been on this level. You've never gone up or down stairs. It's only ever been on this level. But you can see up 2 levels, it appears that there is on the map, a vault entrance / exit. And you can see it on the blueprint, the map.
We can do this. There is a way out of here. They had us believing that there wasn't. This is proof. We have the proof that we need.
Proof. No more knives.
That's right. No more. No more injections, no more knives, no more gas, no more beating the hell out of us. None of that anymore. We have to act.
No more knives. No more knives. And Pinhead's starting to get a little too animated, a little loud.
Don't give it away. Give it. And you can see some of the super mutants that were involved in the game kind of were like, look over at you.
Should we try to get them out too? I mean, I don't like all of them, but it's still not okay what they're doing to all of us. They deserve a chance to be out on the outside too. To get away from here.
I think they're gonna, mean, yeah. I don't know how we can get to the younger ones. I don't even know
I'm not sure
how
we
we get
can.
to them.
I don't even know if they would be strong enough to make it out. But at least with most of this group, I think we could.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Not a bad idea.
I mean, at least if we have our own group together, we can at least try to fight back. Create a big enough distraction. Just go at it full force. Try to get out.
The more of us there are, the better chance we stand getting out, I guess. We can't focus on just us.
No more knives. Then the Pinhead's pointing and saying, no, like quietly, no more knives. No more knives. And he's pointing to each of the other super mutants, saying he doesn't want any of them, so he's kind of agreeing that way.
When should we do this?
I guess maybe in the morning as soon as they unlock the doors, or maybe wait until we can get after the. I don't want another day of tests.
And Pinhead hears the word test, and you see kind of visibly like cringe, like no more.
It's better to not take the risk, because every day we risk not seeing each other whenever we have to go into one of those rooms.
In the morning, then.
Probably our best bet. We need to go talk with others. And also tell Lil, if she does not keep her mouth shut, that blade Pinhead has got her name written all over it.
Right. Yeah. Talk to him individually, or just go over and talk to him as a group, or
We'll probably have to do it individually.
right. And so one by one, you bring over, you kind of single out everyone and talk to them, and you can see some of them kind of like have apprehension on their face. A few of them are excited to get at the hands of get at the throats of these robots.
And Ash would probably suggest like some of their version of games, like if it's like seeing how long that they can hold onto, if there's a bar, or if there's the door frame, and having someone next to them so it looks like they're just doing feats of strength, when in reality they're having a whole conversation trying to break down their plan for escape.
Action. And Lil, of course, she I don't know what you think you're gonna accomplish trying to get out of here. We're just gonna get us all dead. It's a stupid idea.
It's better to die trying than not try at all.
Pinhead's gonna punch Lil in the left arm.
Do an unarmed strength. So roll 2d20. Your target number is 13.
That's a 5 and a 15.
Okay, so you got an expensive one. So go ahead and roll. What's your unarmed attack? Is 46. Roll 4d6.
46.
And just tell me what numbers they are.
3, 1, 5, and 5.
3 is a blank. 1, 5, and 5. Okay, so that's 3, and your unarmed strikes because of your piercing strike feat, you have piercing 1, almost 2 5s. So you get her pretty good in the arm. I'm just saying, like,
Just be glad that it's not that blade at your throat.
Pinhead looks at Lil, and he's actually genuinely sorry that he hit her so hard. But he looks at Lil and says, "No more knives. No more tests. No more knives."
You want to continue each day being treated the way that they treat us?
Just gotta block it out. Just, it's gotta stop sometime, right? They can't do this forever. This isn't.
When is it stopped? Tell me, Lil, since you know everything. When have they stopped burning your skin, peeling your skin, injecting you with who knows what?
Could be worse. We could be dead.
You want to die here? That's up to you. You don't have to come with us. But don't get in our way, or there'll be hell to pay.
All right, fine. You want to get yourselves killed? That's on you. I won't stand in your way, but I'm not coming with. I'm not going to help you. I want to give them a reason to kill me.
Pinhead looks at Lil, and in a weird moment of kind of witty sarcasm for Pinhead, "Lil gets knives," and he walks away.
Bitches get stitches. All right, snitches get bitches. I can't think right now.
Snitches get stitches.
Will gets yes. Will get knives.
Oh my god.
It's perfect. That was so good. Okay. Yeah. So making your way around, you having all these conversations and distracting the cameras, or kind of making a ruse out of what you're doing, doing your various feats of physical prowess. The horns blast, and you know that it's time to get ready for bed. Guess this is it. Wake up. Tomorrow we storm, lead people out of here.
Yeah. You got the map?
Yeah.
Is there anything else in that operations manual that you saw?
Said it's code activated, but I don't know. I don't know what the code. There would be a code to get it out, but I don't know what the code would be. Maybe we could just push numbers, or
I'll have to try.
and then he kind of lifts up his Pip-Boy, like, I mean, maybe we can plug it in like we do sometimes when we're putting in the data for their computers, where we have to give our vital signs and plug it into their computers. Maybe there's something we can do with that. I don't.
Listen, it's worth a shot. It's what we're doing anyway.
Morning.
Morning. And Ash will reach out again the same way that she did when they first made their pact. Make it out together. Promise.
Pinhead reaches back to Ash and also to Lefty, and he looks at both of them and just says like the one word that makes him happy for him: pal.
Pal. We won't leave each other behind. No matter what. Pal.
And you can see everybody's getting into their bunks and starting to cover up and get as comfortable as they can. Do you make your way to your beds?
Yeah. after, of course, trying to hide said files and things.
Okay, are you hiding them on your person, or are you hiding them in the bunk bed?
No, in the bunk bed.
Okay. All right. So you try to get as much rest as you can, for as anxious and hard it will be to sleep tonight, knowing what comes in the morning. So you lie there in bed, listening to the familiar sounds of the vault and the creaks and the dripping and the snoring and the smells of just other large beings in the room with you. In the night. Is there anything in particular you wanted to do in the night before it is morning?
I'm trying to think if there's any, because with the protectrons and the handies, it's mainly the protectrons that come into the bunk area, not the handies, correct?
Yeah.
And they're not they're not like jet propulsion, like no.
Yeah, no, the
They
Mr.
don't have
Handies
jets.
are they
They are.
Yeah, the Mr. Handies that you've seen, they are usually in the break room for food. They are sometimes in the experiment rooms and working on various parts of the vault, just keeping everything in line and together, like maintenance handies.
Okay, and then because what Ash wants to try to do is if it's dark enough and if there's a way to get over to where the water fountain is, she's going to try to see if she can kind of try to rig it in a way using the wrench, because she wants to basically, like, when the not the handies, when the protectrons come in, she wants to try to basically have it loose enough where she's able to hit the pipes, so then it basically can possibly short circuit the ones that are in there to give them a chance to get out.
Okay. Yeah, from the glow from your Pip-Boy, you could make your way over there and using your pipe wrench loosen up some of the screws that are connected to the water fountain. And yeah, you can loosen that up. Do a repair intelligence.
Ooh,
oh no.
Ooh, no.
Oh, okay.
You can use action points if you'd like.
I think
Yeah.
that'll be enough for that.
Okay, so it's for to get more to roll. It's an action point per.
One action point gets you 1 dice. 3 action points get you 2 dice.
Oh.
Because it goes up. It costs more to purchase
yeah,
more.
that makes sense. How many action points? How many points do we have?
5.
We have 5.
Okay. I think I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna do 3. And you said it was for 2 more. 2 more.
3 action points gets you 2 more, so you could roll 4.
Okay. Oh God! All right.
Do it. They ain't going anywhere else, so.
Right.
And you can always use luck to re-roll if you have luck points.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do that.
Oh no.
Okay. Oh God. And what does it have? It has to be okay. So I used 2 luck points.
Oh my gosh.
That was a 1 and a 2.
Okay, good.
And the other one was a 5 and a 19. Because I have 4. 4 was the.
It's like your skill. Gosh. No, but you did it.
4.
That's good.
4.
Yeah. The difficulty was a 2. So, and you got 4?
Yeah.
Or how many? It
was 1 and a 2. The other one was a 5 and a 14. Yeah.
Okay, so you get 1 action point back from the ones that you spent. So yeah, but yeah, because the difficulty was a 2, so you are able to loosen up the screws just enough to where you applied some physical pressure. You could make the pipe.
I have like 0 for repair, so that's why I was like, Yeah.
I was looking at the sheet and I was like, this is not going to be what I've asked.
It's not going to be good.
What you do is you spend the action points wisely.
Ooh, and luck points.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're probably hurting on luck points at this point.
Yeah, I have like, I think 2.
Oh no.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, but you're able to, after everybody's kind of sleeping and whatnot, you get up, not being able to sleep, and Lefty would hear you. Probably Pinhead, if Pinhead's not sleeping, would be able to hear you and kind of see you making your way over to the water fountain and kind of like just watching to see what you do, but also not moving. That's what Lefty would be doing.
Pinhead is Pinhead notices, but he's also like slightly got a hand on the switchblade that Lefty gave him. 'Cause I know he's afraid he's afraid of the knives, but he knows this was a gift from Lefty, so he has to protect it at all costs. And he's just, you know, it's kind of become a weird thing of comfort for him, but he's still like got an eye as well for what's going on. But he's like, but gift, oh, Ash, oh, gift, Ash, gift, sleep, no sleep.
All right, so Ash, you're able to loosen up the bolts, and you can hear like Pinhead softly muttering in his bunk, and you make your way back over, laying down in your bunk. And hours go by, and then you hear the possibly getting some sleep or in and out of sleep. No sleep. You hear the horns start to blast and the music start to play and the lights flick on, and it is morning. Everyone's getting up and getting dressed and doing their morning workout routine to get their blood pumping.
Ash places the pipe wrench when it's most convenient into the front side of her pants, tucking her shirt over it, and basically nodding at Pinhead and Lefty, and then looking at the rest of the group and nodding to them as well.
All right, I got the map. Open the doors, start making it down the hallway before we get to the kitchen, the cafeteria. Yeah. We bash the hell out of those fuckers and we run.
Yeah.
Follow me, all right?
I'll give the first signal. You'll know. You'll know.
All right, a few moments go by and everyone starts to brace themselves and mentally prepare for what's to come, and then you hear the door click and creak open, swing open, and there the Protectrons there waiting for you to line up to go.
Ash will step forward, but like basically not getting into line, but she's getting really close to where she had basically rigged that the water fountain the night before.
Pinhead would like to stand up, and as he's standing up, he almost wants to, kind of fake trip and sort of push his body into the Chektron to kind of push it closer to where it could be affected by Ash's trap, if that's possible. Yeah,
it would be far enough into the room. Go ahead, let's see. We'll do unarmed and strength. So roll 2d20, unless you wanted to add some with action points, but 2d20.
2d20, what's our target number?
3 plus 10, so 13.
And Ash is ready in an action because it's going to happen in simultaneously with Pinhead's action.
Okay, perfect.
10 and 11.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so you see Ash making her way over to the fountain, and then you see that it's kind of just out of the line of where spray and stuff would happen. And so you start making your way up, to like you're about to line up, but then you stumble and fall and kind of use your body weight to push over the Protectron closer to the fountain.
And immediately when that happens, you'll hear Ash scream out, "No more knives!" And then she's gonna basically in that moment do like a spinning back kick, like spinning kick, in order to basically break the side of that area of the water fountain to burst the pipes in order to basically spray in the direction of the Protectrons, since it will be so much water coming from both sides.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and are you using the pipe wrench to do this, or are you doing it with your fists?
I'm actually doing that with I'm doing a kick to break it,
Okay,
because I had already loosened it. So basically it's just, I'm doing that spinning kick to basically try to break the pipes so then it sprays out on both directions towards the Protectrons.
Okay, cool. Just go ahead and roll 2d20 for your unarmed attack against it. So unarmed plus strength.
Okay, unarmed plus strength. Okay. All right, that is a 3 and a 2.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damage on it to see if it breaks.
All right.
Definitely hit the target on it and see if it breaks.
That's what, unarmed? Yeah. Okay, so that's 2 2s and a 6.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, you completely kick it right off of the wall, and the pipe is exposed, and it starts spraying water everywhere as the Protectron falls into it. You can see it staggering, and it actually falls over on its side. And Lefty says, "Pinhead, use the knife on its wiring."
Oh, and Pinhead hears Lefty. Oh, and grabs a knife and goes for a strike on the wiring.
Okay, roll 2d20.
Oh boy.
Target number is 13.
What's that?
Your target number is a 13, and it's a tag skill for you.
You can use luck to reroll.
We're definitely going to use luck to luck is to reroll one of the dice, right?
Yeah, you can spend it, and you can never re-roll it more than once. So you can re-roll 1 for 1 luck point or 2 for 2 luck points.
We're re-roll. Okay, so we got a 13 on one of them.
13
yeah.
hits.
So 13 hits.
Yeah, so you're good. So it hit. That's all you needed. It was a defensive one, so 13 does hit, so you're good. And it's a tag skill. All right, so roll your roll. It's 2d6.
2 and a 4.
2, that's fine, 2. So you don't get the piercing 2, but you are able to take the switchblade and poke it into some of the wiring, and then Lefty immediately grabs and turns the Protectron over, with the wire that you had just sliced and exposed. It turns over, and he turns it over to where the wire now is in the water spray, and you can see that the robot is starting to spark, and flames are starting to shoot out from it as it's kind of spazzing out a little bit, but it is still trying to get up, and you can see others start to run out of the hallway. Where do we go?
This way. And then Ash is going to run in the direction that basically Lefty had kind of, they had discussed before, to head towards where the exit should be, heading upstairs to this. It was its second level, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and so just outside the door, you can see the other Protectron sees other people start to run. As you were still inside the room, the Protectron is electrocuting people left and right. You can see Cyclops. Cyclops is trying to run out the door. Lil is just in the room, sitting on her bunk, looking at everybody, shaking her head. But Cyclops is currently being shocked by the other Protectron that was standing outside in the hallway. Do you run past him?
Ash, on her way out, will try to hit the Protectron with the pipe wrench in order to basically give Cyclops a chance to attack it, to get away.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay, I did get at least an 8 for one of them.
Okay, so you got a success. Roll your damage.
Okay.
See what happens.
Oof, nothing. It would whiffed. It was 4s and 3.
Oof.
Oh no, so no damage at all. You can use
No.
a luck point if you have any. You can use a luck point to re-roll 3 of them.
Yeah, I guess so. I'll be down to 1 luck point. Okay, that's better. That was 1, 2, and 5.
And the pipe wrench doesn't have an effect on it, does it?
It does not.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You go ahead and roll your target location as well. I forgot that part.
A 2.
A 2. Okay. So it's head. So it's face. So yeah, you take your pipe wrench and you crack the dome of this Protectron, and it kind of staggers back a moment, releasing the shocking grip on Cyclops. And Cyclops is like panting from the exertion of being shocked, and thanks, and he starts limping down the hallway, following you as Lefty comes out with the map in hand and is leading you all up to the stairway. You can see that the other Protectrons that are in the cafeteria area have started to make their way to the hallway, and as you run past it, you can see them, but they are not quite at you as you start making your way up the first stairwell, and you can hear sirens blasting all over inside and echoing inside the vault. People are screaming. You can hear people screaming as shots are being fired below you, down in the stairwell. There's just a few people in front of you, and you're racing up the stairs, and you get to the top of the first flight of stairs, and you see that there is a long hallway leading out into several other rooms, and you can see different just Mr. Handies that are down the hallway, and they're starting to fly towards you, and you race up and you keep going up into the second stairwell, and you can hear other people being shot as those Mr. Handies are making their way into the stairwell and chasing you all up the stairs. And you get up to the top of the stairs and you make your way following Lefty. It's this way, keep running, don't stop, we're almost to the exit. And then you make your way up to, and there's this very large metal wall that is in a very large cog shape with tubes and different mechanical arms that are connected to it, to the wall, and a control panel that is lit up at the edge of the gate that leads out to this opening.
Ashley's going to run to it to try to connect, like Lefty said, to try to connect her pip to the machine.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you would take out the cord and connect it to the machine, and you did leave the files in the room, right?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. All right, good. So you plug it into it, and you look at your pip, and you see that a prompt has come up, and you begin to try to hack it, which is the science intelligence. So do a science intelligence.
God. Rough.
And you can be helped.
Oh my God! I got 2 1s.
No!
Snake eyes!
Oh my God! Oh my God! Thanks, Uncle Oculus.
Nice.
Somebody was cursing Terran's dice last night because, like, D&D, you want to get nat 20s, and I'm like, these dice are made for Vault. So,
oh my God!
Nice.
This is
Oh
proof
my God.
right here.
Yes.
So that's 4 successes. Pinhead,
I had
would you
a
like
4.
to assist?
4 for that. Oh my God.
Well, Pinhead, would you like to assist? You got 4 successes.
Right. So
Roll a d20.
rolling a d20.
Yeah.
The d20 is a 3.
Oh.
Okay,
I
good,
rolled
because
a 3.
Lefty failed.
Oh no.
That's 5 successes. That is the
Oh, God.
max difficulty in this game, getting 5 successes is the max difficulty. This vault door was set at a 5 difficulty. You are able to hack the door. The door starts to creak and slide open, and you see that there's this air pressure exchange happening as puffs of dirt and wind start to come in as the pressure is released and the door starts to slide open, and you can hear the footsteps and the screams get closer as people are frantically running up the stairs. You can see now Cyclops has been shot multiple times and is bleeding everywhere, as well as some of the other ones. And you start to run out the door. What? No way. I rolled a 20. But I have action points too, and I've been lenient. Okay, no, that is going to hit. One of them is going to fire off a shot. Ooh, and that's 2. So 2 points. Ooh, to your left leg, Ash. 2 points of physical damage. Ooh. Piercing 1 to your left leg. Piercing 1.
Okay, I do have I have barbarian. Oh, I have barbarian. So that means that I have additional resistance to it. So I have like 2 for physical resistance.
Oh, okay.
For damage. So that means I only take what, 1?
Negates 1. So that means you take 1 point.
1. Okay.
To your left leg. Another Mr. Handy comes up. So that's 2 successes against. And then 2 more. In your right arm. So your right arm is hit with a bullet, Pinhead, for 2 points of physical damage, which you have 0 damage resistance. So you take 2 points of damage from your max health, bringing you down to 13. Okay. As you begin running, are you trying to stay and fight these things, or are you running for your lives?
I think at this point we've got the door open.
Yeah.
And Pinhead has realized he's really not going to be able to escape, and he wouldn't know what to do. So he looks towards Ash and he looks towards Lefty. He hands Lefty the knife. And he looks at the 2 of them.
What are you doing? We have to go. We have to go now.
He puts a hand on each of them. No more knives, pal. No more knives. He smiles at both Lefty and Ash and pushes them. Less talking. And he turns around and with one last look at the 2 of them, smiles, gives a fist, and he decides to go back after Cyclops and all them to give Ash and Lefty time to get out.
No, this wasn't the plan!
You can't! Ash, we gotta get out of here. That's it,
we can't, decision. We promised each other we can't leave. We can't leave it behind!
We all day. If we stay, we all die. We can make it back. We can come back.
This wasn't how this was supposed to happen.
And Lefty grabs your arm and starts dragging you and pulling you, and you can see a few other people have made their way past you and are running and limping, and Pinhead is currently grappling one of the Mr. Handy units and has his big hands on the ball of the Mr. Handy unit, and is trying to fight it and wrestle it from aiming at you as Lefty is dragging you on, and Protectrons keep coming up the stairs, and you can see they're zapping Pinhead and electrifying him with their shock batons. And some other Mr. Handy units have come up the stairwell and are flying after you. And as you're making your way outside, it's very dusty and dirty, but it's bright. There's even bright sunlight coming through the radiation fog that is all over this desolate wasteland. And there is dirt and dust everywhere. And you're choking on it and you can't see, and all you can hear is the screams from behind you, and Lefty's saying, we can't stop, we can't stop. And you can hear gunfire as they are approaching you two. We gotta split up.
I can't lose you too.
I'll find you.
We have to stick together.
They'll get us if we stay together. They'll get us. Maybe I can lead them off you. Just at least one of us has got to survive.
I don't like this. I can't lose another. I can't. We were supposed to leave together. It wasn't supposed to be this way.
And you can feel that sickness starting to fill your lungs, that burning ache, the same feeling that you had when they were injecting you with the radioactive material, as your lungs start to fill with it. And even your body, in this much radiation, your body that's immune to radiation cannot handle it at this high level of toxicity. And you start to get dizzy and you're running. And
before I leave Lefty, I will probably try to reach out because he's leaving, but in the process, I would have basically ended up grabbing Pinhead's switchblade. But that was like me trying to grab, but I ended up missing, and instead I grabbed that.
The switchblade. And you see your eyes are burning from the radiation, and your lungs and your nose are filling with this burning sensation. And you can see Lefty start to just kind of disappear into the fog, and you can see blasts and electric shock as the protectrons are just lighting up here and there. You can see the jets of some of the Mr. Handys in the fog as they are searching for any last survivors. And you start to get very dizzy, and you start to retch and as you're running, you start to vomit any last bit of sustenance that you had in your stomach. And then the screams kind of start to fade, and every sound starts to fade, and you can see the fog is getting a little bit less dense as you're running and trying to drag and keep moving forward. And you collapse on the ground, and you feel warmth and light envelop you. Your eyelids, you're kind of out of it, and you're in and out of consciousness, but you see this bright light envelop you, and everything goes black. And again, your eyes flitter open for a moment, and you see a very slender form, a human form, not much like you, but more like pictures that you saw, but even more slender. Your eyes are trying to adjust. Everything's very bright, and your body burns, and everything just doesn't feel right. And the eyes are very large looking at you, and they have these markings on their face, like paint on their face. And you see the flap of some kind of fabric over your head. It's metallic fabric of some kind of a makeshift hut of some sorts. And you can see different metal instruments, but you're not tied down, but your eyes open and close, and you're in and out of consciousness as your wounds are being tended to. And then you see the figure before you that has the markings on their face. They're fiddling with your Pip-Boy and messing with it, and going over your injuries and healing you and fixing you. And you can see they start to ink into your skin. You can feel a weird sensation. It doesn't hurt, not like needles, but you can feel this weird sensation of some kind of ointment or some kind of stuff that's being sprayed permanently on your face and on your skin as you're being healed. And you're not sure if you're in a dream or if this is real or what's going on. And then after some time of coming in and out of these feverish dreams, You wake up and it's bright and hot and there's wind. You've never felt wind before, but there is air just being pushed around your body and dirt. And you're inside the ruins of an old shack. And there's no evidence of anything that you had in your fever dreams, but all the gunshot wounds and all of the wounds that you had from the radiation poisoning, and everything seems to be healed and patched up.
Ash will take a look at her hands, at her skin, backs of her arms, at her body, moving them because she's had been still and couldn't move or speak for whoever it was that was tending to her. But it starts coming back, everything that happened. And she is searching and reaching, and she finds the switchblade that Pinhead had given to Lefty, that when she was desperate had tried to grasp onto Lefty, but instead ripped that part of the clothing of the pocket that had the switchblade in it. She holds it in her hand, slowly opens her hand to see it, and then she closes it again. And she sits there. She takes her knees to her chest, and she just cries. And she screams into the void. And she then goes silent when she's screamed until she can't scream anymore.
And your screams echo across the wasteland, and you are completely alone. There's nobody there with you, just you, your thoughts, your memories of what has happened. And when you look outside, you don't see the fog, the radiation fog cloud. You only see a very vast, open, dry, desolate world before you. And that's where we will call it for tonight. Damn! Yo! I didn't mean to make anybody cry. I feel like such a bad person. I didn't write your backstory, though.
You didn't.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's not your fault.
I didn't write Taryn's backstory. I didn't write anybody's backstory.
We do this to
Living.
ourselves. We did it to ourselves.
It's one thing to write your backstory. It's another thing. I don't think, like, people don't usually have to live their backstories.
No.
Right.
So that's what I love about this, that y'all are, it's like, it's even getting you into your character even more now that you get to live through it for these final last episodes, and let everybody see like where your motivation comes from. And it's just so beautiful. So thank you both so much for a wonderful game tonight. Y'all were fantastic.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Pleasure to be here.
Yes. All right. So we will do our, and thank you everyone for watching tonight.
Yes.
This emotional roller coaster. We'll do our character outros, let everybody know where to find you and what you're working on and all the fun stuff. So Ash, take it away.
Hi guys. Whew. Okay. All right. We can pull this together. I'm Brianna, but most of you guys know me as Utahime Cosplay. I'm a cosplayer and streamer and TTRPG performer. You can catch what I'm up to on my social media at Utahime Cosplay on Facebook, Instagram, here on Twitch. Again, where I occasionally stream on my own channel. Lately, it's been a lot of spooky fun times with friends for Spooktober, Halloween time. And you can also check out my Twitter at Brianna DeCoster. And if you want to see a slightly different character, less craziness, just a little sweet bean of a country elf. Please mosey on over to DM_screenings channel for Ecrium Expeditions. The next episode is tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then the next episode of Agents of Nyx on Creators Assemble will be, I believe, November 12th. Did I get that date correct? Let me see. Oh,
yeah.
God, I don't remember what date it is.
Thanks for the reminder on that.
Yeah,
totally
November 12th. November 12th. And that's usually at 6:30 Pacific time.
Yes.
Yeah. That's so awesome.
We don't usually get a chance, so this was this meant a lot because also too thank you everyone who tuned in, because this was for me, this is a character that's meant a lot to me. This was my first, which a lot of you guys don't know, and I'm about to get emotional again, my first ever actual campaign. So there's a lot tied into this because of the fact that if it wasn't for April being willing to have me on board, a lot of these different things I'm a part of wouldn't be happening. So I appreciate you for believing in a noob like myself to be a part of such a beautiful campaign. And I've loved this journey from beginning, and it hasn't ended yet, so there's more to come. But thank you so much for this experience. And also too, I got a chance to share that with Duralath, with Andrew, who also means a lot to me. So I couldn't think of a better experience of doing this than with you guys. So thank you so much for this awesome journey. Thank you.
Yes. I'm so glad. Like you're awesome. So everything worked out, everything happened how it should have, and it's beautiful. Yeah. So all right. Please let us know where we can find you and all the stuff that you're working on.
Well, everyone, thank you so much. My name is Andrew J. Landy. I am the other half, the partner companion to Utahime, and you can find me at Instagram and Twitter at Andrew J. Landy, or for fighting game purposes, Twitter at Duralath, and also my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Duralath, where I've been streaming different games, fighting games, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, Hades speedruns, which I've been blessed to, for a lot of you in the initiative order, for the viewers, when raids happen, you guys have seen me do that, and other spooky games too, Phasmophobia and Forewarned. I'm also the voice of Dante Mendoza, the Primogen for the Tremere clan in the scripted audio drama Vampire the Masquerade Port Saga. Episodes drop every Thursday. It's free to listen to, so wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, you search Vampire the Masquerade Port Saga, you'll definitely find it. Again, the 6th episode is dropping this Thursday, so do check it out. They're super easy to listen to, and I guarantee we have a splendid cast that has myself and a lot of other talented people in it. And above all,
don't forget tomorrow. What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow, actually, so on twitch.tv/liveactionroleplay, a few of us from the cast of Port Saga will be interviewed. Ryan Omega will be interviewing myself, the creator of Vampire the Masquerade Port Saga, Rachel J. Wilkinson, and a few other actors as well. So that'll be check that out. I believe now I need to check my times because I totally forgot. I got so wrapped up in tonight. I was like, oh my god, like I can't like. And sorry, not
Ryan?
sorry, dude. Dude, it was totally
Ryan
worth it.
So cool. Like Ryan's on what I'm like, I have a bucket list of people that I want to play with someday, and Ryan's
he's
like,
awesome. Yeah.
I'm that said, I'm going to mention that tomorrow.
Oh no, like so shy.
But that'll be at 7 p.m. Pacific tomorrow, twitch.tv/liveactionroleplay. So do the multiple streams thing, check everything out between Ecrium, Live Action Roleplay, and just one last thing, a huge thank you to April for suggesting that I be a part of this, and for Bree, for Utahime, for writing such an excellent backstory, and really helping set all this in motion. I have not had a chance to play one in the Vault campaign. I've witnessed it grow. I've watched how it's developed, and I haven't gotten a chance to really play in a campaign led by April, so that's been a huge blessing to me. So April, thank you for the opportunity and this world that you've created, and to everybody who's watching, again, thank you for tuning in and showing your support week after week after week. You are all, everybody here is just full of awesome, so thank you.
Oh. Yeah, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that it worked out when we were deciding to do these, to do everyone's backstory. I was like deciding who would work the best, like as a guest. I wanted it to be surprises, so they didn't know. I knew for a while. Like I had asked you a while ago,
Yes.
and then you were like, "Yes," and I was like, "Okay." Hopefully, she doesn't find out until like closer to time.
Yeah, I did.
So this has been a fun little like teasing, like who would work well together and like play key characters in people's backstories. So absolutely loved it. It's been so much fun, and you two like were so emotionally charged and in the moment, and y'all are such great role players, and so I'm super happy that we got to have this moment and this night playing together. So all right, and I of course am April Hill. You can find me at stiletto_assassin on Instagram, stiletto DM on Twitter, and here every Monday night playing Vault, the Fallout RPG. So thank you all so much for watching. We are going to raid some of our friends at Behold Roleplay. They're playing Mass Effect, a Mass Effect RPG, looks like. So, which
Sick.
I totally want to do someday because I love Mass Effect.
That sounds fun.
So yeah, so show them love, and we will see you all tomorrow on these lovely streams and everywhere else. See you later.